One of my absolute favorite scenes in the film is when the young girl comes up to her and says, because of you, they let me swim. Can you recall a time when another actor inspired you or paved the way for you to do something you never thought would be possible?
I mean, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants in terms of female actors. And there are many people who have come before me who broke down boundaries and also had difficult conversations and had to fight battles, some of which are public and some of which I'm sure we will never know, in order for people to be paid equally and for people to be heard on set and to be safe working environments encouraged and all those sorts of things. So there are too many to name, and also probably a lot of those things existed behind closed doors, and each person was shifting that just a little bit closer to where we are.
Fair enough. You're doing it now too. Making movies that we need, and you're producing.
Yeah, and I mean, really, I try to, and again, not that it's because I haven't seen it personally on set, because I've, for the most part, been on very beautiful, inclusive, wonderful sets, but I certainly feel like I want people to feel validated and to feel appreciated, and that their work matters and that they're being communicated with, and I want my sets to feel good.
Why doesn't every set have that vibe?
I mean, I don't know.
Can't quite process that.
The phrase for me, everything can be overwhelming, but I'm trying to keep my side of the street clean, and hopefully other people try and keep their side of the street clean. And also it's that thing of every tiny moment matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does. All right, the other question I had come up with here, because one thing that I love about the impact this movie is going to have is I know without a doubt it is going to inspire people out there to swim who have not tried it before, whether it's a hobby or competitively. So it makes me wonder, can you name a time when a movie inspired you to try something new?
Oh, interesting. It didn't inspire me to try something new, but when I watched Fall Guy recently, I did think, I am so lucky that I've got to do films with loads of stunt work, because really that is great. And I love stunt work, and it's difficult and it can be dangerous, but stunt teams are so great. I watched it and thought, this is really cool. I've done some cool shit.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I've got to do the full gamut of things. A film like Sometimes I Think About Dying, where the most I do is walk on screen. And then something like Young Woman in the Sea, where I swim for 9 days and I'm in the open water by myself.
I would never swim this distance, but my answer to that question is, have you ever seen the movie Brittany Runs a Marathon?
No, I haven't.
Jillian Bell watched that movie and signed up for a marathon, and I ran it.
But did it actually make you want to do a marathon?
I did it.
You did?
I did.
Okay, that's
amazing. I saw the movie at
amazing.
Sundance, and then I ran the marathon that November. Yeah.
Did you enjoy doing it?
Yeah. That was like an awkward pause.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it. I enjoyed doing it. I'll never do it again.
That's like me in swimming.
It was
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
So with the training for the swimming, I feel like someone could look at it, like surface level and go like, oh, she just trained to be a better swimmer. But to be a believable distance swimmer like that is something else. So can you tell me like a little tiny detail that people might not pick up on, but it's really important to get right in terms of the form to be believable?
I mean, generally, I honestly could not do 20 meters of a front crawl. So I was not just training in order to look like I could swim on screen. I was training because I needed to swim believably on screen. All those races I was doing, I had to keep pace with the camera. I had to keep pace with the other swimmers. I had to look truly like a swimmer, and you just can't, there's just no way to fake swimming. And then as someone who really doesn't like open water, I also had to be honestly by myself. And it was safe. There were a lot of people making sure I was okay, but there are always moments where you think, am I going to be okay? And there's a moment where Trudy is sabotaged in the film, and I had to put my head under and be lifeless in the water. It was terrifying because you're there and the current's dragging you away, and the shot's still going and you don't want to ruin the shot, but you're thinking, how long can I stay under here for? So yes, I wanted to look like a good swimmer, but I also literally needed to swim in order to make the film.
Try never to use the H word, but in that moment, I looked at that character and I hate you. I hate you.
I know.
What a terrible thing
What
to do.
a terrible human.
But then She perseveres.
Yes.
It's not a spoiler. Everyone should know. Everyone should have known this story long ago.
Absolutely.
I have to wind down with you, so of course I have to add the obligatory Star Wars question.
Sure.
I am determined to come up with something different that's stimulating for you to answer.
excited.
See if I can do it. So when you continue a franchise, you want to give fans more of what they love, but also something different. You have to do that for yourself as an artist too. So
Interesting.
what is something about this new Star Wars movie that you think will challenge you as an actor evolving your craft?
Oh, interesting. That's a good question. I feel like every job I've done, I have challenged myself in a way, and oftentimes they don't. It's not presented until you're there, and you think, "Oh my God!" For instance, Young Women in the Sea, the scene between me and Tilda as Trudy and Meg, really the lowest point of the movie. I was really nervous about doing the scene and knew it would be difficult. And then there's a stamina you have to continue to do because you're continuing to do the scene. So you're discovering things as you go and discovering how to keep it. It's all an adventure. So this one feels, it's the same because I'm playing a character I've played before, but it's different because it's been many years. I would hope I'm coming back as a richer artist, but also I'm in different hands. So that's interesting and new. A different story. So that I think will be a discovery as we go on. That is a good question though.
I'll take it.
I've not been asked
I
that.
will say the finesse with which you brought this movie into that answer. Job very well done. I'm very impressed. One heavy-handed question, because last you spoke to Steve, you told him that you hadn't read a finished script, and that was in March. Has that changed? Have you read a finished script now?
That has not changed yet, but it is imminently about to change.
I like to
I've
hear
been quite busy promoting
What
Young Women in the Sea.
What are you doing? What? Yeah. And I highly recommend everybody see it. I'll end with one more question about this movie. Going into filming, which scene did you think would be the biggest challenge, either physically or emotionally? And ultimately, was that scene the toughest, or did a different one catch you by surprise?
The alley scene I spoke of was because I had done it when I was reading with people for Meg. When you've done something a few times with different people, you sort of think, how am I actually going to do this on the day? And then I had an amazing time doing that with Tilda, and it's really a moment for these two sisters of breaking apart before they come back together. A scene that I was really nervous for is I had been with everyone, but I hadn't filmed with Stephen Graham properly. So the scene, and I'm a huge Stephen Graham fan, so the scene with the two of us on the stairs, I was excited for it because really it's a moment that Trudy is fully honest with someone in a way that she just can't be with anyone else. And there's such clarity and determination with what she's saying to him. And what she's saying to him is huge. And I remember looking at him thinking, it's Stephen Graham! So I was really nervous, but I was also really excited to play that moment with an actor I so admire too.
Everyone in this movie is so good.
So good.
Tilda's really good.
So good.
The sister relationship wasn't something that I was ready to be such like a big beating heart of the film, and I thought that was one of the most powerful things. Someone with a sister, I always like seeing that in a film.
Me too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.